Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicole. So in today's video, I am going to be doing a little estate sale haul. So when my husband and I get the chance on the weekends, we love to go estate sale shopping. It's so much fun. I don't know if y'all like to go estate sale shopping, but I love to go because I love to look at the neighborhoods that the houses are in. I love to look at the houses. I like to just kind of scope out the areas and see what, neighborhoods are like or what the inside of houses look like. I just find it all so fascinating. And also, there's always some really cool treasures that you can find at estate sales. And that is what I'm gonna share with you all today, is some treasures that I've found over the past couple of weekends at some estate sales. So y'all, this is not a big haul by any means. However, it'll be fun to kind of give you guys like a backstory, because at certain places we did hear little backstories of the people that lived in these homes in the past and that were, this was their stuff. And it's really nice to kind of know where this stuff is coming from and to understand people and why they bought certain things. And honestly, to kind of carry on their legacy through their things and to know that their things had memories for them and they will continue to make memories for now us. And I really love that about buying things secondhand or at estate sales, is just knowing that things that I have previous memories and will continue to build memories. And they're not just objects that you could buy brand new at any store. They're actual things that meant something to someone, and I really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into this haul. All right, y'all, so these first two estate sales that I'm gonna start off with don't really have stories to them. They were completely packed when we went into them, so it was just kind of like a get in and look around and get out kind of a situation. So first thing I'll share with you all from one of those estate sales is this super beautiful coal bucket right here. So I've already researched this, because that's the other thing I really like about estate sale shopping and even shopping at thrift stores, is I love researching unique things that I find and seeing the information that I find on them. I actually did find a coal bucket exactly like this. I found several of them online, and let me kind of read to you guys what they say about this bucket. I found on a website that it says that this coal bucket was from the 19th or 20th century. It's an English country small copper coal scuttle or cash pot with brass handles and lion emblems, and it does have the lion emblems, and a ceramic blue floral white handle in the back, and it does have that as well. So y'all, I felt like this was a steal, and you will not believe how much I picked this up for. This was originally priced at $8, but I offered them $5 and I ended up getting it for $5, y'all, and it's in super good condition. It's super beautiful. So I read that these can be used by your fireplace, obviously to scoop your ash in here and, get rid of the ash from the fireplace, or you could also just use it as a decorative element. I unfortunately do not have a fireplace. In the future, hopefully I will have a fireplace, but it's okay because it's still beautiful for any kind of decor. I feel like in the center of a table with some beautiful floral arrangements coming out, it would be absolutely beautiful. So I was very excited to find this first piece. All right, y'all, and up next we have some pictures. So every time I go to estate sales, I always look for unique pictures. So I found this beautiful one right here, this ceramic pitcher with floral design on it. And the color is really beautiful. It's like a taupe pewter type of a color, very, very pretty. So this was originally $20, but y'all, I could not pay $20 for this. That's a little pricey for me. And it doesn't really have any kind of a label on it, so I'm not sure if this is an actual like antique or if it was just something found maybe at Home Goods that was at their estate sale. But I had to pick it up because it was absolutely beautiful, and I ended up offering them $20 for 3 pictures that I got, which I felt like was a better deal, and they said yes to that. So yes, we have this beautiful one right here that I can just imagine on some type of a shelf. Honestly, to me, I pictured on a bathroom shelf with some beautiful florals, maybe some greenery or some hydrangeas or something like that. I think it would look absolutely beautiful. So this is the first one. And then we have 2 that look very similar to each other. So we have this small one. Sorry, the price tag is still on them. We have this small one right here, and then the bigger one right here. So they look very similar to each other. So I was really excited to find these because white pictures always come in handy in decorating. They can go on table center pieces, they can go on shelves, they can go on top of your kitchen cabinets. Really, they can go anywhere. They can even go in like entryway tables and things like that. And they just look really beautiful, especially when they're white, because they will kind of go with any kind of decor that you got going on. So I was really excited, y'all, to be able to offer them $20 for these two, and then the pewter one that I just showed you all. $20 for all three of those is a pretty good deal, because the prices that they had them listed at were a little too high for me. That one, the one that I just showed you all, was $20. This one was listed at $15, and this one was listed at $10, which I just felt like that was just a bit much for me. But offering them $20 and getting all three of them for $20, I felt like that was a way better deal. So, oh, that's nice. This one says, the smaller one says Arabia, made in Finland. That's really cool. So that one's probably some kind of a little steal that I got right there. And this one is the same. Yeah, Arabia, made in Finland too. So yes, I guess they do go together. Ooh, can you see it? Yep. So that's pretty neat. I'm glad that I ended up picking these up. So those were two different homes that we went to. The coal bucket was from one, and then the pictures was from another one. So y'all, now on to the two other homes that were very interesting. So let me get into it. Let me start with the one that we went to a couple of weeks ago. That was a lot of fun to look through, and this man had a treasure trove of things, y'all. He had a whole warehouse in the back of his house full of CDs, full of DVDs, full of records, full of all sorts of stuff. So my husband actually went pretty crazy there, because he loves to collect old video games that we used to play when we were growing up and things like that, old computer games that we used to play when we were kids. And actually they sell for a decent amount now on eBay, which is kind of weird to say, because I feel like I'm still really, really young, and it's like the things that I played with when I was a child are now considered somewhat of vintage. So yes, he collects all sorts of stuff, like nostalgia things from our childhood, and he just likes to keep them, hold on to them, and have them in his little collection. So he actually went crazy at this house because they had so many CDs to look through, and he bought like a box full of them, and I don't even think that he's gone through all of them looking at them yet. But anyways, he went crazy here, and I actually had a good time inside the house too, because they had some beautiful things in there. One of them was this beautiful oil lamp right here. Y'all know I love oil lamps, and this one is a really, really good size. It will look super beautiful by itself, maybe next to some books. I absolutely loved it when I saw it. Of course, it's missing its globe, but that's okay. I really like how they look like this. I'm okay when they don't have their globe on them. I still feel like they look really beautiful. So yes, I was excited to find this, and y'all, I got this for $5. So what a steal, because the tiny ones that I have in my dining area, there's two little ones, they were $5 each. So to get this big one for $5, I was really, really excited about that. So y'all, up next, we have a couple of books that I picked up at this house. So I did pick up this really beautiful book right here, the Newcastle's German Dictionary. So it's German to English and English to German. And it's just a really, really beautiful vintage book, as you can tell. So the story about this home that we went to is actually that this man was a Purple Heart veteran from the Vietnam War and also from World War II. So it's a pretty sad story, but I can see why he would have books like this. He was probably wanting to learn about, you know, Germany and things like that. He had a lot of books that were German type books. This was just the one that I found to be the most beautiful to use in my decor, but it's kind of like an interesting thing to think that someone served in wars like that and the things that they must have gone through, and to think what a hard time that would be to live through. So going through this house after I learned that was interesting. It was kind of difficult. It was like thinking about this poor man and the things that he must have experienced and the way that he must have felt throughout his life, you know, after the wars were over, and just trying to live a normal life after that. And to buy things from him, I felt, or to buy things from his home, I felt was just deep. It had a lot of meaning to it. It had a lot of feeling to it, if you can imagine that. When you go to estate sales, I feel like sometimes I can feel the person, I guess, maybe. And this kind of felt a little bit sad. It felt different than other estate sales that I've been to. I could kind of feel kind of different when I walked into this home as opposed to when I walked into other estate sales. And then learning that, obviously, it kind of made sense with everything. But I have to say that having a book from someone who was a hero, as he was, is amazing. that is why I go to estate sales. That is why I love to buy vintage things and why I love to buy thrifted things and things like that, but mainly estate sale things, because you're actually buying from someone's home, things that they had, things that they used, and that's amazing. It's amazing to think that I am holding on to a book that belonged to someone that served in 2 horrendous wars. And to think that he might have used this book, that he learned from this book, is just amazing. It is amazing that I now get to hold on to this book and do it justice, and it gets to be displayed and it gets to be out there and it gets to just continue on his memory, you know? As much as I don't know who he was and I don't know anything about him, it just does for me. That's how I feel about it, is I feel like his memory gets continued on through the things that he had and through the people that cherish him and the things that he had. So yes, I just had to bring that little story in. It's kind of a sad one, but it is what it is, and it is a beautiful book, and I'm sure this man was a beautiful person. So yes, I'm so grateful that I was able to find this book. And next I picked up this other book that's called And So Victoria. I don't know anything about this book. I'll have to do a little bit of research on it, but it is a beautiful book, and the book cover is kind of like a cloth linen type material, so it is absolutely beautiful, and I love how it has that pinkish color going on in it, and it has a beautiful flower in the back. And honestly, the 2 books together look really beautiful, so let me show you guys. They look really, really beautiful together. So if you guys saw last week's video where I kind of just did a really quick spring refresh, my entryway table actually has these 2 books on it, so I'll make sure and go put them back. But yes, they are absolutely beautiful. All right, and the last thing that I picked up from this man's house was this huge basket pitcher right here. Isn't this so cool, y'all? I had to get it. I had to get it the second that I saw it. I was like, wow, that is so unique and so different. So y'all, I picked this up for $10. What a steal, isn't it? So yes, as you can tell, it is huge compared to me. I'll put it back like this so you can see it, and I'll kind of show you guys another view of it, but it is absolutely beautiful. You can put some floral pieces in here, some really tall floral pieces in here, or you can just leave it as is. I feel like right now I have it in my entryway and I just have it as is. I'm not sure that it's gonna stay there, but I thought it was way too beautiful to pass up because it's so substantial, and it would look really pretty in any kind of a little corner or beside any kind of a little piece of furniture, or maybe a couch or something like that, or an entertainment center even. Yes, I think it is absolutely beautiful, and I was very excited to find it. So now we are getting towards the end of this video because, like I told you guys, it's kind of a short haul. We went to a lot of estate sales, but you know how it is. Sometimes you go to them and sometimes you don't really find anything that speaks to you or that you like. And that is something that I have learned about myself when I go specifically to estate sales, is things need to speak to me, because we've gone to a lot of estate sales that have all sorts of vintage looking books. And if it's just not there, it's just not there. Like the vibes, if the feelings aren't there, then they're just not there. And honestly, I don't even feel the urge to look through the books. The feelings have to be there for me to look through the books. And that's why I found those 2 books that I did at the home that I just talked to you guys about. And I found a lot more books at this other one that is not, it wasn't actually an estate sale. It was actually just kind of like a garage sale that this guy was having. And it just so happened to be while we were out estate sale shopping, and we kind of saw the stuff he had, and it was like, okay, let's stop. We saw some pieces of furniture and we wanted to look at them, but we ended up leaving with a steal of a deal, y'all. I am so excited to share this with you all. Oh my gosh, you won't even believe it. This is just like the most amazing find that we've ever found, and I already have the perfect spot to use it to decorate with for right now, because honestly, in the future, when my husband has a bigger office, he's probably going to steal it from me, because he's the one who found it. He's the one who conversated with the man about this object, and it was a steal, honestly. I'm just glad that I get to use it for right now for decor. So yes, let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So this is it, y'all. It is this beautiful vintage fan. Who even thought that vintage fans were a thing? I would have no idea. I would think, okay, a vintage lamp, vintage, vintage anything, but vintage fan. Wow, I never would have thought of a vintage fan, y'all. So my husband was looking at this fan, and the man who was having this yard sale came up to him and said, hey, do you want to chat about that fan? And my husband's like, oh yeah, sure. So I kind of overheard everything that they were talking about, and then my husband filled me in on it. But this man was telling my husband that he likes to collect vintage fans, and that that there's actually a big market for people who like to collect vintage fans. And he was saying that he's collected and fixed up vintage fans in the past and sold them, but that he just never got to get to this one, and he was gonna move out of the country, so he just kind of had to sell it and part ways with it. But he was telling my husband it's only missing 2 pieces to get it to actually work, and my husband knew what pieces these were, so that's kind of cool. He kind of wants to get it to work, which would be super amazing if he did. But he also told him that this fan is a collector's item type fan from 1928, y'all, from 1928. That is insane that this fan is that old and in this good of condition. Oh my goodness, there is really nothing wrong with this fan, y'all. It is, besides not actually working, it looks like it would work. It looks completely put together. It's not missing any kind of hardware on it. It's not missing the logo, because we looked on eBay already and kind of got some ideas of what other people had that looked similar to this fan. And a lot of them were either just parts of the fan or were maybe missing the middle logo that this fan has on it. But this fan is pretty complete, y'all. It's just missing a couple of pieces, like I said, to actually get it to work. And it is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, when my husband picked this fan up, it was just like, yeah, we're taking that. Like right away, it was just a yes, we are taking that fan. It is so beautiful. And I already knew in my head, this fan needs to sit on my brand new entertainment center. That needs to go on my entertainment center. Like, that entertainment center is calling for that fan. So yes, I am showing you guys how it looks on the entertainment center. And y'all, isn't this just the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that we found this. Like, what a steal. What an exciting thing to find. And this is why we do it, y'all. This is why we love estate sale shopping. And this is why we love, if we see a little garage sale or yard sale or whatever it may be, just stop and look, because you never know what you're gonna find. And when you find things like this, it makes the whole thing worth it. And to get to start to collect vintage items like this is just amazing and makes me so, so excited. So yes, this was the biggest find of our entire estate sale shopping. And after we got that fan, I started looking through his books, because the vibes were there, y'all. Like I tell you guys, if the vibes are there, they're there. And they were definitely there, because this guy was so sweet to my husband and just really excited about the fan, and excited that someone who is also just as excited as he is buying the fan. I don't know if you guys are like that too. When you sell something, it always feels so good when you see the person who's buying it just as excited as you are or were when you bought it. I love it. I love selling furniture that I repaint and redo, and I love when people are excited about the furniture pieces that they're taking home, because I feel like that's what I want. That's the feeling that I crave, you know? I mean, it's okay when someone comes and gets it and they're just like, oh yeah, it's nice. But when they're like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I can't wait to put it here. I can't wait to decorate with it. I can't wait for this or that, the other. It's just the best feeling ever. So I know how this guy must have felt selling that fan to my husband, who is also so excited about it. So yes, y'all, that is the biggest find of everything that we found on our estate sale journey. And let me share with you guys some books that I picked up from him. So the first book we have is this really beautiful looking book right here. It's called Her Serenader. So pretty, so vintage looking. Oh, look, it even has a name on it. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty cool. So yes, this book is absolutely beautiful. The next book we have is called Joseph in Egypt. Look at this. So beautiful. I love books that look like this, y'all. They just look so good together as decor anywhere, as risers, as decor by themselves. They're just absolutely beautiful. The next book I got is Junior Classics, The Young Folks Shelf Book, Old Fashioned Tales. Super beautiful book as well. Look at all that wear on it. So yes, another beautiful book. And y'all, I was excited because he sold all these books to me for only $2 each. So I ended up taking 5 books for 10 bucks, which is a steal, because I've gotten vintage books at little vintage stores in the past, and they're usually around $5 a book. So to get them for $2 a book is a really good steal. Next, we have Thackeray's Works. This beautiful book right here. The color is absolutely beautiful with the gold on it. I love it. And lastly, we have A Yankee from the West. This book right here. Love the color of it. And like I said, I like to pick up these books if they don't really speak to me in any kind of a way, I like to pick them up for the colors, of course. And these books look super beautiful together. So that's what I always do when I find vintage books, is I put them all together and then I'm like, okay, yeah, all those colors go together. So I will definitely take them. So yes, I was excited to find those. And y'all, that is the end of my haul for the day. I'm so excited to share everything with you all, especially that fan and especially the story of the German book that I got. And just to think, like I said, that in some way or another, I am carrying on this man's memory, and I will continue to do so with pride. And I'm so glad I got to share everything with you all. So that will be it for this week's video, y'all. I hope that you all enjoyed. I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye, y'all.